Just gotta make sure everything is sounding great. All right, how we sounding out there? Sure. All right, we are good to go here. All right, we do this. All right, now that we have that going on, just gotta do this. Now we have that going on. And then set up the Facebook.
You hear about this stupid Eagles beef that's apparently going on with AJ
We
Brown?
gonna discuss all of that. I promise you, we going into all of that.
Yo, AJ Brown pissed me off, bro.
I I'm gonna get into all of that. Y'all give me a second. Y'all give me a second. Y'all damn sports land. Y'all give me a second.
Oh, it's recording now?
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh. But we'll be able to delete the back part, right?
No, it's good that we got this part.
Because
Yeah, we good. No. It entered on the AJ Brown part, so we're good.
oh. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Because, bro, that, I kid you not, seeing that, it.
All right, you ready to get this thing started? Let's get this thing started.
Yeah.
All right. Every game, every era, every fan. You're listening to Squad Sportcast. Four brothers, one mic, all sports. We got a great show for y'all here today for the first time ever. The majority of us are here and it's live, so everything is going to be face to face. Ain't no Twitter fingers. It's all going to be direct. And you know what they say: if it ain't directed, it ain't respected. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over. We want to take a moment to thank all of our wonderful subscribers and our supporters. Whether you've been with us from the beginning or just recently joined the community, your views, your comments, and your engagements are what keeps this show going on. And of course, as promised, I can officially announce the winner of the Crash King from episode 30. Some moments went exactly as planned, others not so much, but that's all part of the fun. With that being said, the Crash King for episode 30 is none other than yours truly, the GOAT, myself, and my brother, and me and my brothers take about that man James Harden being top 5. I said what I said. This ain't your time. This ain't your time. This is my time. This is my 30 seconds of fame.
Go ahead. Speech.
So, as I stated, the man is not top 35. Y'all gonna see me out here all day, every day, standing on that hill by myself. I like to thank all of my supporters that voted for me being the Crash King for episode 30. Y'all already know we represent the brand. As always, if you enjoyed today's conversation, found value in the conversation, or just had a good time hanging out with us, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Sharing the show with your friends, your family, and your fellow fans helps us reach more people and creating content for this amazing community.
And we have multiple platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Squad Sportcast, all of them. So go ahead and follow us. We're trying to get ourselves out there.
You heard it. We out there on the social medias. Look us up at Squad Sportcast or Squad Sportcast LLC. With that being said, let's get into it. We have our fellow man, Mike. He's currently out at the moment handling some business at the moment, but
he'll be right back.
He'll be right back. But with that being said, welcome to our topic number 1, the NBA Final Countdown. After a long and dramatic season, it comes down to just this: the NBA Finals. We have two competitive teams that took very different paths to get here, but both have earned the opportunity to compete for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Uh, First, you have the I almost said the Thunder.
It almost was the
It
Thunder.
almost was. No. It was not. But first things first, you have the San Antonio Spurs who clutched their way through two games, game 6 and game 7, on OKC's turf on game 7. On game 7. To solidify their place in this year's NBA Finals. And then you have the underdog, the ground and pound. It's we all we got. Is we all we have. We all we got. The New York Knicks putting BTA on two teams, running a clean 4-0 sweep in order for us, in order for them to make it to the NBA Finals out of the East. They are your Eastern Conference champions. The Spurs are your Western Conference champions. In a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals, who will come out on top? Over the next several games, every possession will matter. Every adjustment is going to be magnified, and every star will be asked to deliver under the brightest of spotlights. Will experience makes the difference, or will a role player emerge as the unexpected hero? Or will a defining moment reshape a legacy of a franchise? As the series begins, the question isn't who will win the title. It's all about the story of about what this finals will write, and when it's all over, what will we remember most about the results? With that being said, Jordan, you have first take. Let me hear what you got. You are the New York Knicks fan, so you
Yes.
got to start us off strong, my brother.
Go New York, go New York, go. I mean, as a native New York, I have no choice but to go for the Knicks. Honestly, when the season started, I did pick the Knicks to represent the East because I just thought, based off of, you know, Indiana being injured, Boston getting BTA'd with towards us last year, and the Cavs being the Cavs, and all these other teams being mid. Yeah, it was either the Knicks were going to make the finals and win, or it was going to be a failure. And they have all the pieces that they need to compete. They have a guard in Jalen Brunson who could play make and who could score from pretty much anywhere. And he has a great post presence. So that speaks for itself. They have a lot of guards that could be two-way players. And they got Shooter and Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet. As soon as they get the ball, shots automatic. Um, Josh Hart, OG, uh, Mikal Bridges. They got players that could do just about anything. And then you got Cat, who's the offensive big man, and Mitch Robinson, who's the defensive big man. So they have people that could just do about anything, and they can di- what is it? Direct tempo, direct pace. They can do just about anything. Now, of course, they're gonna have a mountain to climb as far as taking on Wemby, but I believe it's once they get past Wemby, I mean, they're taller than the majority of their guards and forwards. So I strongly think the Knicks will win this one. And they will write a 53-year drought of a championship to New York. And if they do win, I'm going to the parade. I'm definitely going because who wouldn't? It's going to be mayhem in New York if we win.
Well, I'm so glad you were able to speak on the New York Knicks and their perspective. I'm so happy that you were able to overstate the absolute joy and pandemonium that will happen if the Knicks win the finals. But I need the camera to look at me real close, carefully, because I need you to understand. First and foremost, I told y'all from gate that is how champions are made. And y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Victor Alexander Lecrae Wembanyama. That is how you make statements out here. I told y'all when they were tied up 2-2, Wemby ain't no bitch. I told y'all when they were down 3-2, they winning in 7 and they gonna win that back-to-back games. And Wemby took that thing to heart and he delivered in the most clutch way he could deliver. And it was a team effort at that point. We're talking Stephon Castle. What was the other cat's name?
Dylan Harper.
Dylan Harper, yes.
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox. The guy made the block on
Luke Cornett.
Luke Cornett. Like, that is how you deliver in game 6 and game 7 in order to send your team to the NBA Finals. That is what you do. You don't get the calls going your way. Who cares? We're going to dominate in the post. You getting more shots off in the field in the free throw range, it's okay. Guess what? We still going to dominate in 3-lane.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what they threw at the San Antonio Spurs, they were able to capitalize and get what they needed to get in order to solidify their ticket in the NBA Finals. That's what winning champions do. And Wemby said it, of course, not me. That is what winners do. That is a winner mindset. That is a winner play. At the end of the day, that is what you needed to do in order to win. Now, as far as who's going to do what, I don't think this is going to be a game of 4. This is going to 6 or 7. And honestly, it depends on what game 1 looks like. If you're asking me for my pick right now, I actually would like the Knicks to win because I want to see the pandemonium that's going to happen. And I'm here to tell you right now, I was there when Philly won their first championship. The Eagles won their first championship. It was absolute chaos. There was people drunk everywhere. They had free beer for everybody. The streets was all muddied and dirty and stuff like that. It was I paid $40 for a taxi and got nowhere closer to where I was supposed to be at. It's going to be an absolute crazy day.
I remember the first Super Bowl parade that you're talking about too. I had to work, but even when I was taking calls, I still was a snipe streaming the Super Bowl parade in the background. And yo, that thing was crazy. And last year's was not even better. Like it was crazy.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as the first one.
With the snow, yes, it was.
It wasn't as bad as the first one. Because the first one, you had snow, and they still didn't care. They greased the poles down. They still didn't care. They were on top of grease poles. They were on top of the trash can. They were on top of street sweepers. They were on top of buildings. They had pictures of dicks everywhere because they were talking about Big Dick Nick. I don't even know if they brought that back because we had Nick Sirianni now for that one. Like, they had so much going on, and it was so much love you had. At the end of the day, you didn't know what the hell was going on.
Exactly.
So I want the Knicks to win because I want New York to experience that. And I get they experienced it with the New York Giants, but it's so much different for the Knicks. Like plenty of people have said, they love the Giants. They love even more the Yankees. But New York is always going to be a Knicks town. So I want to see them win to see what happens. It's going to take them till 7, but I would like for them to see it.
I was telling you, as a native New Yorker, I didn't think I'd see the Knicks in the finals again in my lifetime. So the fact that I could see that and potentially them win a title, mind you, Eagles won the year before. That would be nuts in itself. But it's not going to be a 4 or a 5 game series. It's going to be 6 or 7. I definitely look forward to seeing how this series goes. The Spurs are no joke. Their front court is insane. Their back court is even more insane. They got players that can pretty much rotate between positions. And, you know, Wemby can cover pretty much 3 positions. So it's a matchup game. We're going to see how it goes. Funny thing, though, we were talking about the Eagles. Like, You want
We
to?
no. We're not getting there yet. We're not getting there yet because we gotta give our third person an opportunity to talk about it. But we gotta talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder because I don't we can't understate their efforts that they made because even in game 7, SGA did show up and show out. He had 35 points. He did his job. So let me see here. Let me
But
pull up the
I
stats real
mean,
quick.
but we're talking about people doing their job. There was one who didn't do his job.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, but here's the thing: you have SGA who had 35 points. Cason Wallace had 17. Jalen Williams had 11. Jared McCain had 12. Alex Caruso had 12. But however, there was one person that did not do anything whatsoever, and that is Chet Holmgren, who is a 7-1 forward. At this point right here, it was an absolute embarrassment because again, this is the matchup that you're looking for. And the fact that you're 7-1 and you could not put your defensive pressure up, it speaks volumes to not only if you're going to get that max contract when it's time, it speaks volumes that you let the dynasty die out in OKC. That is unacceptable. At this point, I can agree with Stephen A. Smith when he said, if I'm serious as the Oklahoma City Thunder, I would get rid of Chet Holmgren. Because there's no, you took two shots, and had 4 points.
I will say though, considering the fact that they played the Spurs and matchups can expose a lot of people. The Thunder did have better matchups all around the NBA. I mean, the Lakers they swept, the Suns they swept. They pretty much did damage to all the other NBA teams, but the Spurs kept on being their kryptonite. You saw it in the NBA Cup. They were the first team to lose to the Spurs were the first team to beat them. So everybody was thinking the Thunder was going to go on this crazy streak and beat the Warriors a 73-9, which was not going to happen. But matchups play or dictate the whole game. And Chet is 7-1 and about 210 maybe. But Wemby is 7-4 and maybe about 240. So you're getting a taller, younger, faster version of Chet guarding Chet. That's a problem all round. And this guy can shoot. He could pull up and shoot from 30, 35, and it looks like a free throw. That's not good.
It's not good at all. And then here's the thing, because you made a point about it. You said that they were going to make a crazy run, um, like the 73-9 Warriors. They weren't. Because what you have to understand is that's a mindset to have. That is a team mindset to have. Like we don't y'all don't like us and we don't care. Like this is it's levels to this stuff. Like at the end of the day, it's complete levels to everything that goes on. Like here's what I mean by levels to it. Like it doesn't matter if you get the ball, if I get the ball, if Mike get the ball, if Mark get the ball. One way or another, shot's going to be shot and it's going to go in. We all have heart. We all have grit. And that's what Oklahoma City Thunder doesn't have. At least if you're looking into Chet Holmgren. Because when it was called upon for you to do it, what did you do? You faded back in the grass like Homer.
Exactly. Funny story though. Funny thing, we were talking about losses. You know, the Warriors had the same amount of losses in the playoffs as they did in the regular season. 9 that year.
That's crazy.
9. So that's how good that team was. Like, don't make no mistake. I think LeBron to go, and I think LeBron will go for what he did that year with Cleveland. But that Warriors team is it's scary that they had 9 losses. you you gotta have that mindset, like Nick said. But I don't think the Thunder had that mindset. I think after Game 5, they used up all their energy because Game 6 they quit. They flat out quit Game 6. I was shocked. I'm like,
They didn't
how?
quit. They played. They played with knowing they have a buffer. They said we're going to try, but at the end of the day, if we don't succeed, we have Game 7. That's where it was, and that's what they got.
I think they quit though because if you saw how Game 7 was starting, Spurs were going up, and it was the Thunder. It was the Spurs to lose, in my opinion. But the Thunder, I just didn't see that level of energy from the main players. Like their bench was coming out in full force. Like John Legend, I mean Jalen Williams, AJ Mitchell, Casey Wallace, Jared McCain. They they were out there at full force, but the starters were just disappointing, bro. They ain't do much. And in a game 7, you need your starters to show why they're the starters. I mean, 4 points though.
I mean,
4 points.
again, it, it- here's the thing that gets it. Well, here's part of it. The part of the high level thing is number one, understanding that the Spurs have had the Thunder number all year long. When it was time for it, even in the regular season, when that day on the calendar came forth, the Spurs literally said, "This is our day. Carpe diem, BTA," and that was it. The Spurs had their way with the Thunder. They did. At the end of the day, they had their day with the Thunder. And Wemby said it. He called it out. He called it out. Because Wemby knew they was going to give SGA the MVP. He called it out then. At near the end of the season, he called it out. And I called out that we already knew the Spurs and the Thunder were on a crash course. They were going to meet up. I called
Of
it out.
course.
And I said, it's going to ride on Chet Holmgren. He's going to have to match up against Wemby. And I think one of us, I think it was either you or Mike that said, nah, that might not happen. They're going to put somebody else. And I said, if they do, they're going to lose this series. It needs to be Chet Holmgren. And he's going to have to be a dog. You got Kobe rolling in his grave right now because there was no dog mentality in him. There was no championship mentality. It was like you got carried to a championship and then next year you're the starter, but don't know how to start. That is disappointing as a as a fan watching. It's very disappointing to watch.
For real it is.
I don't know. All we know is OKC is in Cancun, figuring out if Chet's gonna come back next year, and he's gonna have to come out big. But y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the NFL trade chaos. Just when you thought the NFL trades couldn't get any crazier, yesterday delivered two blockbuster moves that sent shockwaves across the league. The biggest headlines saw star wide receiver A.J. Brown heading from the Philadelphia Eagles to the New England Patriots, while defensive player of the year Myles Garrett was dealt from the Cleveland Browns to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and a first round pick. Both moves have the potential to reshape conference races after championship expectations and completely change the outlook for several franchises heading into the season. The question now isn't whether these trades were shocking, it's how definitely not AJ Brown one, but it's how much they will impact the NFL landscape. Did the Patriots just land a missing piece for their offense? Did the Rams make themselves instant Super Bowl contenders? And perhaps, most importantly, which team involved in these blockbuster trades would look back a year from now and feel like they truly won the trade? So the question is, Which of yesterday's trade will have the biggest impact in the 2026 season, and who do you think came out in the long run?
Well, the AJ Brown trade was rumored for months, almost a year, and some change to come. And at first, we didn't really think it was going to happen, but after a while, we was like, okay, this actually might be a thing because it's picking up some steam. And lo and behold, it finally happened. So thank God he's gone because there were a couple of games where he cost us the game. Specifically, one against the Chargers last season, dropped a couple of passes, cost us a win that could have had us in second place. Playing the Packers rather than playing the 49ers could have changed the trajectory of our playoff season. We could have ran it back. Who knows? I think, especially considering the fact that he did a interview with Maria Taylor, I think it was uh, today or yesterday. He did an interview with Maria Taylor, and it was to clear the air on certain things. Apparently, there was some issue that AJ Brown had with one of the Eagles players. I'm not sure if it was Jalen Hurts or Hassan Reddick, but it was some issue regarding a a therapist or something like a massage therapist. It's some mess. And the fact is, when the collective is being messed with, you got to get rid of the influence that's messing up the collective, as Jalen Hurts would probably say. AJ Brown was becoming more of a problem than it was becoming a solution. Because even if he did good, he still would complain. I don't know. I hate the fact that he had to go, but I'm also glad that the one of the main reasons besides the that OC that I'm not gonna his name's not gonna speak of. Uh, I think he was one of the main reasons that we did bad last year, and I think Makai Lemon is gonna replace him real good. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're still gonna win the division. We're gonna do it 3 times in a row, but that's just my opinion. I think we'll be fine without it. But also to the Miles Garrett situation, poor Cleveland. Poor Cleveland.
Poor Cleveland?
Yes.
No, it's not poor Cleveland. It's poor Jared Verse. What did Verse do to anybody?
Nothing. But besides play his behind off.
Jared Verse wanted to play with Brandon Fisk. He wanted to play with his college buddy. That's what he wanted to do. What did he do in this matter?
Nothing. But they needed some. The Cleveland needed some capital, and Jared Brooks is probably their best defensive player. That's not named Aaron Donald. That's not playing. And
that we know of. That we know of. It's rumored.
Yeah. The other rumor is that he might consider a return. He might pull up Brandon Graham and try to come back. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. But I also think that if someone mentioned it on one of his shows that I want to know what you think, Vic. The super team thing is kind of getting old, where all of these players are teaming up to try to win a Super Bowl rather than thug it out in your team that you got drafted in, build around it, build the chemistry around it, create that lure around your team, and win one for the books. That would be more valuable than just winning one with a super team.
So, okay, I can kind of address this. In the NFL, no, this is not a thing. Super teams are not a thing. And allow me to explain it like this. Because when we talk about the Eagles and their 2024 dominant run and their dominant season, we consider that team a super team. However, keep in mind, the Giants could have paid Saquon Barkley. We traded for AJ Brown. Everybody else was drafted. So that means, and keep in mind, we've been successful, but we were not that. Like, we were not super successful, but we were also not super trash. So keep in mind, the people that we had drafted, other people could have drafted. Keep in mind, Jalen Hurts was a second round pick. Keep in mind, Cooper DeJean was picked 21. Quinyon Mitchell was picked number 9. None of these are number 1 picks. Devontae Smith was what, 9th, 10th? So I disagree with the notion of super teams existing because a lot of this is ownership. It's the ownership's training for it. Keep in mind, the Giants didn't want to pay Saquon. So the great Harry Houdini said, you know what? I'll pay you. And I'll pay you good money. And to somebody that's been losing a whole lot, you see a team and you're like, well, shoot. Let's go ahead and do it. Look, y'all already seen it in the videos. His daughter, Saquon's daughter, was like, Daddy, we about to start winning, right? Yeah, absolutely right. Y'all about to win a whole lot. Yes, we are. We're going to win a lot of games. Be used to this idea of winning. Don't worry about it.
Want a ring.
Want a ring. Don't worry, sweetheart. Listen to me, Saquon daughter. I don't know your name, and I promise by next episode I'm going to learn your name. I promise you I will. But understand, get used to this winning culture because it's going to keep happening. But let's really think about it. Last year's winners, the Seahawks, they weren't a super team. They drafted. Keep in mind, their quarterback is not top 10 in no way, shape, form, or fashion. But he was the missing piece. You just needed a somewhat competent quarterback. And Geno couldn't provide you that. So you make a trade, you pay this man Sam Darnold $100 million. Because you saw what he did in Minnesota. And you said, that's who we need. So you pulled him in. And you had Tariq Woolen. You had all these other people. You had K9. You had Zach Charbonnet. You had JSN. All of these people were drafted. Which means all of these people could have been in other places. So I don't buy into this idea. Dallas on the same end. Dallas has had great success with their offense superiority. And sometimes on their defense when they're healthy. But again, they were drafted. They were never bought. The Rams is the only team that you can technically say may have bought a ring.
What about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020-21? Although Tom Brady was a free agent.
He was a free agent. That's the whole thing. Like Tom Brady was a free agent, which means 30 other teams could have signed. 30 other teams could have signed him.
But still, he agreed to go there.
The Bucs agreed to get him, and the Patriots no longer wanted him. 30 other teams could have got him.
Exactly. But then Gronk followed, and so did AB.
Of course, I mean, Gronk, yes, he unretired and came back, and then AB followed. But that was because it was never going to work out in what's it called. And Tom Brady was vouching for AB, just like he vouched for Gronk. And at the end of the day, he got them a ring. They were the missing pieces. Keep in mind, because outside of Cade Otton, outside of Mr. 30 for 30, because he went 30 for 30 for 5,000 yards. So do keep that in mind. 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. At least, minimum. Keep in mind, minimum. So that wasn't the only. So minimum. So outside of that, yeah, you had 3 pieces that were bought, but the team was still organic because you drafted Mike Evans. You drafted Godwin. You drafted Cade Otton. You drafted all your linemen. Like, people are so quick to say, like, even when we look at the Rams, yes, Matt Stafford. First of all, Matt Stafford had to go somewhere else because he was not winning anything else with Detroit. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's the Detroit Lions Super Bowl. Like, we know technically that's not his ring. That's not their ring. But that's the Detroit Lions ring right there. Let's be perfectly fair. Because he was not winning anything with them. Detroit calls Calvin Johnson one of the most prolific wide receivers in history to retire early, lose the love of football, and retire early. There is no way they were going to do the same to Matt Stafford. They paid him, and then they shipped him off to LA so that he could at least be with a good team. And he got a ring. I'm just saying, I don't think super teams exist in the NFL. But if they do, it's because the ownership takes advantage of talent that teams don't want to pay or teams don't want to deal with.
I just think that LA might be one of those teams that continuously gets players, high profile players. I mean, Los Angeles is a great market for these high profile players to go. You got celebrities that'll go there, so it'll just gain a lot of attraction for fans. It's the like market attractions around it. I mean, I would understand why players would want to go there. Besides the fact that if the team is well constructed, you have a chance to get a ring. But I just think that it takes away from like shall I say, the love of that sport where you really get it out the mud with a team you grew as a unit together and you win. Though those wins would mean a lot more. But I guess I'm thinking from a moral aspect, but from a business aspect, I mean, I get it. I mean, Myles Garrett, I get it. Go ahead and try and get your ring. But I just think that it's a shame that the Rams are doing all this just to lose to Philly.
But what you got to also understand is that is the Rams' philosophy. The owner, when they won their Super Bowl, the owner said we're going to keep using our number one pick. At them picks, he said this is what we're going to do, and this is our standard. And as one amazing QB1 says, the standard is the standard. That's the standard that the Rams hold themselves to. We're going to ship off our number one draft, our first round draft pick. We're going to bring in actual talent. We're not taking a risk on these college these college prospects. We're going to take it on actual NFL talent. We're spending the first round draft picks. We don't care about them.
But they kept Ty Simpson. So they obviously believe.
You have to keep Ty Simpson. Matt Stafford is not going to provide you long-term value. And by long-term, I'm saying maybe 2 or 3 years. We know he's here next year. He may not be here year after. Like he will play this year. I don't think we don't know if he plays the year after. And it's going to really depend on how well they keep him clean in the pocket. They kept him clean this year. That's why I expected him to come back this year. But if they don't keep him clean, he retiring next year. And I also agree with you on that. They did all of that just to lose to Philadelphia. Because don't worry, when they need us, they getting that BTA. And your boy Mike, who currently isn't here right now handling business, he gonna be getting swole out here with them push-ups. And you can believe that.
For sure.
But we also have some other breaking news. I don't know if you knew about this, Jordan. We have some breaking news as far as some signings and extensions. The Steelers' edge, Nick Herbig, reaches a 4-year, $100 million extension. And Drake London gets a $4,141 million extension. These stories have been confirmed. So why you gotta have that face
4
for?
years, 140 foot.
Why you gotta have that face for?
What has Drake London done?
Hey, this is why Mike need to be here, because according to Mike and according to people like Mike and Callie and the other people, they say Drake London is doing such great things. Whoa, there you go. Hey, whoa, where you pop up from?
Exactly.
Where you pop up
from? You're
muted.
You're muted.
I was just gonna quietly let y'all cook. I was just like, so I guess this is the Eagles Glaze Fest out
Turn him
here,
on. Turn
and
him
now
on.
we just disrespecting Drake London like he's some bum. Like the man didn't sit here.
I thought you would
Whoa.
like Drake disrespect.
Whoa. Nobody's disrespecting Drake London. Well, Jordan was.
You literally just said, "What has that man done?" Come on now, come on,
Yes,
y'all. So you telling me he didn't deserve all 100 million of that contract extension?
maybe 90, but not 140.
Make it make sense.
68 receptions, 919 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He couldn't even make 1,200 yards on receptions. I mean, 1,200 yards.
Nah, you're wilding. I'm gonna go with Marv on this, and I'm gonna let you know you wilding because there's been some games that Drake London popped off.
Thank you. Now, granted,
So,
you want to go by stats, fine. We can go by the stats. We can talk about the fact that, of course, Michael Penix, offensive leader, Bijan Robinson had 1,478. And I get Kyle Pitts Sr. was the captain. But it literally says right after this that when it comes to receiving touchdowns, Drake London was the leader of the Falcons. I'm not saying you got to give him a billionaire bag. I ain't even saying you got to give him all $141,000. But we are not about to treat this man like he's some garbage receiver.
Yeah, I was
We're
saying
not.
I didn't say he was a garbage receiver, but
Sitting there saying that man don't deserve a contract. Come on, bro. Why you
140
hate?
million.
That's hate.
No. Yeah, you're
Bro,
a
that's
hater.
small fries compared to what the NFL's normally handing out.
Look
Bro,
at
they gave
his
they
top
gave that man a
three.
number one
Let's just
combo.
look
You
up
can't
the
do
His
nothing
max.
with that.
top three statistic games are better than the top 10. It's better than the top 10 NFL wide receivers. It's better than
Come on,
arguably.
somebody.
So
Listen.
I just want to tell you something. Drake London has a higher contract than Justin Jefferson. And who's better between those two?
You know who's better between those two? Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Jefferson.
So the average per year, these are the top 5 specifically.
Okay.
JSN, Jamar Chase, Drake London.
Okay.
Drake London. Justin Jefferson, and then CeeDee Lamb.
Those make sense.
So what's wrong?
Out of all
What's
those
wrong with that?
5,
Why
one
are
of
you
them is
bothered
going
by
to
that?
ring.
Say that one more time.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You got to remember, number one, Jamar Chase has Joe Burrow as his quarterback. Now,
I'm not questioning Jamar Chase.
We're not questioning that. We're going to say, though, that Joe Burrow doesn't have no time to find Jamar Chase in that pocket because he's running around for his life every play because they don't have the ability to pay a decent offensive line because they paid almost $400 million between him, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins.
And the stadium, they're cheap. They paid the stadium too. They don't pay their defense. The Bengals are cheap.
So again, and they let Trey Henderson walk. So you know they about to be worse. So that's for what's it called? JSN, we're going to leave that alone. We leave that out there because he is the Super Bowl champion.
Justin Jefferson, we could leave alone.
Justin Jefferson plays behind J.J. McCarthy. Does anybody rank J.J. McCarthy as a top 5, a top 15 quarterback?
A top 50 quarterback? No.
Absolutely not. All right, so then we can move
and then
on.
CeeDee Lamb, I don't even have to question that. I don't like Dallas, but he's their number 2 now. Pick is their number 1.
No.
Pick is their number 1.
We are not doing this.
Talent-wise.
We are not doing this.
Talent-wise. Yes, he is.
No, hell no.
Pick?
Hell no.
You saw how
jumping out the window.
You saw how crazy Pick was catching that.
I think you're getting a little too far.
You saw how crazy Pick was catching that football last year?
No, hell no, we're not doing this. This is the Antonio Brown conundrum at this point. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm dubbing it the ABCs. This is what we're gonna dub it officially. It is the Antonio Brown conundrum. Because what happens is
I gotta hear this.
You have a number 1 wide receiver who will not have top tier stats, but the number 2 wide receiver will have the immediate stats and the impact behind it. So then everybody else gets confused, thinking that the number one receiver will not produce. When the number one receiver leaves, then the number two, that new number one receiver has the team going down because at the end of the day, they were never a true number one wide receiver. This happened with Antonio Brown because guess who was that number two receiver? Juju Smith-Schuster.
Smith-Schuster.
And they thought him and Chase Claypool was going to be an immediate, wonderful 1-2 punch. Absolutely not.
Who thought Chase Claypool?
You don't understand the amount of people that thought Chase Claypool was going to be an excellent number two option. Marv will tell you about it.
Yeah, it was actually kind of insane. The glaze for Claypool was interesting, but I would just like to add.
I was like, just take it out your mouth at this point because they were going crazy for that shit.
Yo, I'm not even going to that. I just wanted to know for all of our viewers,
crazy word.
Statistically, because I'm stat god out here. The best two wide receivers in the whole NFC South. Number one, Chris Olave of the Saints, 1,163 yards, 9 touchdowns. Number two, Drake London, 68, 919, 7. That man deserves the extension, bro. He deserves the money.
You also got to understand.
He deserves the money.
Here's 3 of his best games against the Buffalo Bills. 10 receptions, 158 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Chris Olave with multiple concussions and possibly was not going to make it back to the league.
We're not going to talk about that.
I mean, I'm just saying he did all that and he still did better than Drake London. And all Drake.
He has to compete with Bijan Robinson. Stop this, bro.
So can you explain to me why you're pushing the goal line back? Because I mean, I'm being real, bro. Because here's my thing, right? If we were speaking of our favorite division, I don't think that energy would be the same. I feel like you just don't care for Drake London. But the thing about it is, he was in a more competitive situation, if you want to be real about it. Because what you're supposed to do when you got Bijan Robinson, who's a dual threat, you're sitting there, Michael Penix is sometimes, accurate, sometimes he's not. Then you still got to deal with the fact that, didn't they have Mooney? And even Mooney was getting busy last season.
But they also had Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will throw to anybody. I mean, all receivers look the same to him.
No, he was not always throwing to Kirk Cousins. Now you got to stop that. It wasn't always Kirk Cousins throwing the ball. It was Michael Penix. Stop it. And Michael Penix was a rookie and did not know what he was doing.
Whose fault is that?
The ownership. We know this.
Yeah, that ain't my fault. That ain't my no.
We know it's the ownership problem. That wasn't part of the issue.
I ain't gonna do that.
All I'm telling you,
I'm saying
telling you is that Drake London absolutely deserved to get a bag. And for the record, it's not like he's getting some ginormous, we need 12 trucks to bring it in type of bag, bro. It's a pretty stereotypical bag for a wide receiver who's doing his thing in the amount of time in which he's done it.
It's still 9 figures for an above mid wide receiver.
Bro, at this point.
Okay, so then if you really want to be this guy.
You said above mid.
Above mid is crazy.
So mid would be 16. Then at this point, you need to name 15 wide receivers that could be plug and play and be able to do the things that Drake London does. I need to hear the 15 names.
15?
Yeah. You gotta count the 15. Matter of fact, I'm pulling up my sticky notes so I can keep track of this. So we're gonna have to keep track of this. Because
we are. And internet hold us accountable.
We gotta have that accountability at this point. All right, I'm ready when you are.
So we're looking at a couple.
15,
oh my goodness.
No. 15 wide receivers.
Okay, so
plug and play better.
I'm gonna give you a couple of receivers. I just looked look this up. 15 because
they have to be. Now keep in mind, they have to be wide receiver 1 or 2. You can't
Okay.
get no wide receiver 3.
Okay.
And technically, I should make it harder and say wide receiver 1, but I'm gonna give you benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Here are some names. These names are maybe familiar to some, foreign to others. No specific order. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
Oh, I don't think we're going Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
Puka Nacua.
Okay.
Now Patriot, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Wing Dragon Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins.
Hell no.
Yes, as a
Hell
one,
no.
he was a 1 for the Texans.
Nico Collins?
Yes.
Better pull
No,
up them
no,
stats,
man.
brother, because I don't believe you.
I can't
I
give
don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. Sorry.
No,
I don't believe you, bro. I don't believe you at all. I need the numbers, please.
Oh, really?
Matter of fact, you know what? Don't even worry about pulling up the numbers. I'll pull up the numbers first.
Hold on. 71 for 1117 and 6 TDs.
I can't give you Nico Collins, bro.
CJ Stroud didn't have that many receivers to throw to. Tank Dell was pretty much on football life support.
I can't give it to you, bro. It's not game changing enough for me. He's a volume guy. He's not a.
They say he's a YAC guy.
He is a YAC
but
guy.
still, he's the number 1. Malik Neighbors.
I give you that one. That's so that
even when but
I will give you Neighbors.
Aside from when he has child support issues and woman issues, Tyreek Hill.
He is not with a team. We can't count him.
I can count him.
We'll count him.
Garrett Wilson from the Jets. He is a 1.
That I gotta put an.
These are 1s. Scary Terry. Another 1. Brian Thomas Jr. A 1. Now in San Francisco, Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah.
T. Higgins. And now we got Drake London.
All right. So now that you've gotten that mess out the way, because I just was so befuddled by this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Watch
9,
this.
10, 11, 12, 13.
So
there's a 14 names, sir.
So
Nico Collins, right?
That is above mid.
Oh no, I'll let you finish with your names before I go into this Nico Collins.
That's all. That's 15. Drake London's 15.
So Drake London's better than Drake London?
No, 15. I said Drake London is number 15 at that point.
But
I still think that he got other players didn't get the amount of contract that he got.
So
AJ got paid.
I would like to clarify. Nico Collins played 15 games. Drake London played 12. Nico Collins had 120 targets. Drake London had 112. Nico Collins had 71 receptions, while Drake London had 68. And he only slightly eclipsed Drake London's receiving yards, 1,117 compared to 919. Yards per catch, 15.7 compared to 13.5. Touchdowns, 6. Drake London had 7. Yards per game, 74.5 compared to Drake London's 76.6. So literally, what they're saying is the only real advantage that Nico Collins had was just being on the field 3 more games.
The best availability.
So outside of
availability
being there,
so
your Nico Collins argument is actually pretty null and void.
I can't give y'all Nico Collins because again,
I'm not giving you Nico
Fantasy
Collins.
wise, he was good.
You could choose anybody else. You tried Nico Collins, and that was just absolutely not. No, sir.
I can't.
He was the main parts of that offense that kept things going, because if CJ Stroud wasn't there, that Texas offense would be non-existent. And I
just want you to say you hate Drake London, and that's okay. You hate him. You don't
hate Drake London.
Apparently, he's
I'm
not
trying to say that
a
Drake
dominant
London does
receiver
not
to you.
give me number one or top five overall wide receiver. The money does not match the craft or the skill, in my opinion. It's kind of like they paid Paul George all that money, like that 200 million or whatever,
Bro, that's not
and you
even
know
a
what
fair
happened with Paul
comparison.
George.
That's
Hey,
not even a fair comparison. And the
that's
fact
not.
that you comparing apple to oranges is absolutely crazy. So
We can
It's
you
say
all
felt
there's a
fruit.
like
lot of shit.
It's all fruit. It's the same.
you
So
you telling me, you looking me dead in my face and telling me that Drake London is the Paul George of wide receivers?
I'm just thinking about
How
money and
disrespectful you
production.
gonna be?
Money and production. Like I say, let Drake London get 1,300 yards this season, and I'll shut up about it.
He might actually do it this year. It just depends on if Michael Penix can be a competent quarterback.
And I'm gonna be quite
How
honest
strong
with
are
you.
you on that
Looking
conviction?
at the Falcons
Not at
season,
all.
it ain't an impossibility.
Huh?
It ain't an impossibility. He
So
could he could actually make this happen. And technically, they don't have to win every game for him to make that happen.
That is true, though. That's a true point.
Like you're speaking of it as if like I really feel like you think Drake London is a bum, man. And if that's how you feel, then by all means, man,
Hey,
own
look,
it, say
I
and you
it.
just
better
But
think
I
stand on
just
that
feel like
because
it's
you know
disrespectful.
me.
I just think that the money is not worth the player.
I think it is worth the
I
player.
think that's hate, bro.
I think it's
I
worth
think
it.
that's hate, man.
It's just
Like,
unfortunate that the
so
quarterback is who they have.
so the first game is against the Steelers. Second game is against the Panthers, which, if we want to be honest, the Panthers and the Saints are kind of the toss-up games.
No,
But
they
you
are
know
not.
full well when
That
it
Panthers
comes
team,
to
oh no, that is not a toss-up game. That Panthers team is legit. Like their defense is
They're
well,
going
legit.
I
to
mean,
lock
well, the
themselves
only
up.
reason I say it's a toss-up game is because it's kind of like when the Eagles and the Cowboys play. There's no promise that either team is
Yeah,
going
but
to figure it
we're
out.
talking
It's a
about,
matter of who wants the will to win.
but we're not talking about the actual overall game. You're talking about Drake London's impact versus those teams. And if we're
Oh,
talking
facts.
back,
Oh, and Drake London is about to go crazy. Say
I
what you
don't
want.
know. You talking about two of the top deep, like the Steelers cornerbacks have normally been very, very good. And the Panthers are
Fair.
no joke.
And so far, with the Steelers, nothing has changed except the coach. The team is still there.
So
So
there's no
But let's
like
not sit
that's
there in
something that
front
will
like
be.
coaching doesn't make a difference.
I
What
mean,
we're
it
not
does,
about
but
to
the
do is
players still
act
got to
like,
play. Ball is still got a ball. So and if the Steelers are who the Steelers are, then
okay. So then if we gonna talk about that, then what's up with this good NFC East bet then? Since we gonna talk about players that gotta play and ballers got a ball. What's good with
what?
that energy? Because I'm gonna
That's
keep it a
between
beam with
y'all.
you, brother.
That's between
Since you
y'all.
segue so well into it, I just want to hear. I'm trying to figure out what's the deal with this. Like you, first of all, being so confident that y'all have the answers for the Rams is insane.
First
When
of
you've
all,
literally
I can stand
taken
on
one of the best defensive players from his division and added him to a team that lends itself to great defense. Like, what do you mean? Y'all just gotta win? The Eagles just gonna BTA the Rams?
You say you're gonna beat
that.
Jay.
We
We
didn't
say
say the BTA.
we're gonna win. That's like the they could get the Avengers on their side, but we still gonna win.
So you want to make the bet 150, 200? What's up? Because you so confident that at this
Hey,
point, you
hey,
might as
there
well
you
double
go.
or nothing.
In case you can't read, you can see that, right? Do you need me to read it for you? In 5 games, we are 5-0. 5 and
5 and
0,
0
bro.
says who? Who says that?
Against the
Against
Rams.
anybody that has stats, we are 5-0 against them. Keep in
That's
mind, we had a
The
walk-off
Rams?
win against them last year.
I mean, I'm just saying
Okay.
they could get Miles Garrett. They could get Jason Garrett. They could get any Garrett. I don't care. We're still gonna win against them, and we're at home.
Yeah, we at home. We're not losing to the Rams at home. The Rams? We're not losing to the Rams at home.
I will thoroughly enjoy these live recorded push-ups. I can't wait.
There was no bet made. There was no bet.
Oh, the bet was already made. No, we made the bet yesterday, brother. It's 100 to nothing.
I missed out on that. Where'd that happen?
No. Y'all were there when I said I think y'all crazy. Bet good.
On what?
On exactly. Y'all trying to figure
on the
out
Rams, BTA, and the Eagles.
Oh, you talking about the 100 I had for Mike?
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm
jumping on that
included
one?
in this, brother. We here. I can't wait.
So you jumping on that bandwagon? I just want
1,000%
on that one.
1,000%. That's actually one of the few games I really think y'all gonna lose.
All right, cool. That's cool by me then.
Oh, it's not me then. I'm
It's
good.
not you.
I'm
It's
good.
not you. It's
I'm
you.
good.
No. I made that bet with you, Jordan, and it got bet gooded. So
What?
you and Mike
I didn't say bet good.
And me and you got it, bro. Okay.
Now I did not say bet good. Wait.
I have the recording, but I don't think I heard a bet get put out there.
Well, then we can formally bet this now. And I don't like doing nothing on no small end of nothing. So 250 on the man. The Eagles are going to lose to the Rams. What's up?
Nice.
Ooh. That said 250. Ooh.
150.
200 at the least. That's as far as I go.
Woo! That man said triple digits.
203 because it's 3 for the Founders. Okay.
That good? That good?
All right. All right, that good.
There we go. Y'all heard it here. You said 203?
203, yeah.
203 push-ups on the line for the Eagles-Rams game.
Put the Rockets up there.
Don't put the Rockets up there. You know the Rockets.
Because you're about to be out of this world buff when this game is done. And if we lose, okay, fine. We'll lose. But your confidence is befuddling, as if the Eagles did something to become a better team. Like y'all made some type of move to be some mega team. Like that y'all are, right, because this whole super team thing that y'all don't believe in, right?
No, listen, again, I don't believe in super teams because, again, if your ownership allows certain things to happen, then at the end of the day, it's not a super team. Again,
I'll just say this and then we can segue on just because I care. Your boy Devonta Smith wasn't even a better wide receiver than Drake London last season. Do with that information what you will. I'll screenshot you the stats if you want it.
He has better stats. He has better receptions. If I'm correct, he has more touchdowns.
I think Drake London had 6, right?
He had 7.
7. Devontae Smith had 4, but Tay had more yards.
Yeah, I know he had more yards.
1,008, 77 receptions.
Exactly. And keep in mind, they had to deal with the crybaby AJ Brown saying, I need more targets.
I mean, we had AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert. I think we still had Jahan Dotson. We had a couple of receivers they were throwing to, Saquon Barkley, Tank. Like Jalen had a lot of players to throw to. It wasn't just like Drake was the main one, or Devontae was the main one.
Oh, don't worry. Devontae gonna prove that point about being number 1. Don't worry. That one's coming out.
Yeah, but all I'm saying though is that, this is like this love for Drake London is almost as crazy as the Threads love for Alex Caruso. But
y'all gotta relax on this Alex Caruso now.
I worked real hard for this one.
So
I did. I
the floor is yours.
And showed myself approved. But you know what? We're gonna do this from a teacher angle, right? So I'm just gonna ask y'all, and I ain't asking y'all to agree with me whatsoever, right? But because the internet pushed me to this. The word elite, defined by the Webster's Merriam Dictionary as a small select group of people holding a disproportionate amount of wealth, privilege, political power, or a specialized skill within a society or organization. As a noun, it means the dominant group at the top of a social hierarchy. And for example, they mean the wealthiest or the most influential individuals in a business, government, or academia. So now that we've cleared that piece up, Alex Caruso is an elite because of what?
I'm trying to figure that out.
He wasn't even better than himself last season. This season. Last season's version of Alex Caruso, aka I'm calling him the White Baldy, aka I'm calling him Milk Duds, aka Wannabe Coco. My man's right. They spent hours upon hours sending me threads about how he was the elite defender of the league. And so I was curious and I thought I'd do a little research. So the NBA put out a list of top 10 and they called him elite. You know where Alex Caruso ranks in this list?
Where?
Dead last.
Woo! Not dead last, bro.
But at least they honor him enough to say that, he has a skill to be a lockdown perimeter defender and a glue guy who can anchor the bench unit in crucial late game situations. Now let's read the list of everybody who's better than Alex Caruso. TJ McConnell, Jordan Clarkson of the tanking Utah Jazz.
He's
Keon
actually the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks.
Hey, Keon Ellis,
Sacramento Kings.
Nickel Alexander Walker, because you got to say his name right.
The Hawks.
Shout out to his cousin SGA. Peyton Pritchard.
Celtics.
So he ain't even the best white boy on the list. Benedict Mathurin.
Clippers.
DeAndre Hunter.
I forgot what he's on.
Malik Monk.
Mm.
Naz Reid.
Tim's.
And then if we gotta be technical about it, then we have to mention the guy who actually won the Sixth Man of the Year. And who's that again, fellas?
Keldon Johnson from the San Antonio Spurs.
Johnson of the doggone San Antonio Spurs. Why y'all fix to get on Beyonce and Al Gore's good internet and want to bother me? Because I literally said one thing. And what I said was, I don't understand why they gave Caruso all this shine in Game 7 when he's not the guy actually trying to get them and will them to a win. This occurred after me seeing him literally pull down a Spurs player by his jersey to get the foul.
Keep in mind, this wasn't just one pull down.
And my thing is, let's also keep in mind that this wasn't the first time this happened. Let's also be aware that during this series, he had multiple moments of pulling, and I'm not even going to go into the specifics because it's all on the NBA website and y'all can find it yourselves. Do your Googles. Pulling Spurs players by their hair.
He's mad because he got no hair. That's why.
But the internet went on full errands to explain to me that Alex Caruso was an elite and I should not be speaking of him in such a disrespectful manner. So you know what? Let's go through some of these some of these things, right? So I'm trying to decide if I even want to put people's names on this, but you know what? I ain't
Yeah,
even gonna
do it.
be, I ain't gonna
Name
jump out the
something.
Do it.
window and blast
Name
everybody.
something.
But I'm gonna just, I'm gonna speak to a few of them, and I'm actually not gonna call out the one guy who was humble enough to be like, you know what? I jumped out the window and I was wrong. So respect to him, you know. King B told on threads, respect to you, brother, because we had a disagreement. We ended it respectfully, and you handle business like a real man. So I ain't even about to blast none of the information that you and I spatted back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But Mr. Greg Last, you haven't been watching him this series. He's been huge for OKC, offense and defense. He was pivotal in the playoffs last year. This dude is out here working for it, and that's what people see. So I respond and I say, well, understand that I'm not lambasting him. And in the beginning of the series, he was doing the work. But to act like that he's been some defensive revelation is insane. First. Second, giving him the call when we obviously would have needed it later. And I'm only saying we because I'm speaking from the thought process of OKC. I am not a Oklahoma City Thunder fan. But using that challenge when they needed it later in the game was one of the things that cost them the game. But I digress. He's been good, but I can think of three other people who were more impactful in game 6 and 7 than Alex Caruso. And I'm not even going to highlight none of the rest of this foolishness because a lot of this was foolishness. But the thing that was crazy for me the most, if Oklahoma City would have won the series, Alex Caruso should have been the Magic Johnson MVP award winner.
I got no words for that. Like a Finals MVP and regular season MVP wasn't on that team.
And then the part that burned me up even more, a legendary role player like Robert Ory or Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper and Robert Ory,
Mm-mm-mm.
two actual Los Angeles Lakers legends. Are, are we serious? Uh, like, hear me say this because I'm just not even gonna go through these tweets because I'm gonna get another headache again. I have no personal beef with Alex Caruso, but the issue I find with his game is when people who call themselves fans can see this man pull another grown man by his jersey or by his hair and call it great defense. I have an issue with somebody who's supposed to be a vet and a glue guy, but literally spent 2 full games in a series complaining, yelling at, disrespecting the referees in the game, or kikiing with the referees in game 6. Shout out to you, Mr. Tony Brothers. And we got to shout you out because you from the crib. But bro, you was wrong. You was wrong, dog. You shouldn't have been kikiing with none of them OKC players. You was out of pocket for that. But to try to make so much of what you felt like Alex Caruso was doing, but try to downplay Duran, Williams, J Dub when he won't hurt. And even though I might not care for his game, trying to downplay what SGA himself did in those 7 games is absolutely absurd. It's absolutely out of pocket. And I'm gonna be bold enough to say, low key, it kind of feels racist because there's no way in the world that you can tell me that anybody else who is in Alex Caruso's position could have did half of the stuff that he did and still stayed in the game.
Absolutely not.
Pick a team. He'd have been immediately ejected. And y'all know it. And y'all sitting there trying to cape for this guy is just, it's beyond me. And then the insult of it all, to try to tell me that I don't watch basket. Hey, man, listen. I ain't got to prove none of my basketball accolades to nobody. But if you want to just know, I've been following basketball since the beginning of what, 97, 98, back when I was in elementary school, because the great Boo Williams himself is a family friend of mine. And so I would go to the Boo Williams rec games and proceed to watch some of the greatest basketball ever played in my life. I got to see the era of Kobe Bean Bryant, Allen, Bubba Chuck, Iverson, and a whole list of immense players that I don't even think the NBA will ever see copies of ever again. But if we really want to speak to a role player, is Alex Caruso a Manu Ginobili? Heck no.
Absolutely not.
Is Alex Caruso even a Jason Williams? Heck no. Bro, y'all not about to get on this internet and start caping like Alex Caruso is the most legendary bench player in the world when there's literally guys who would play circles around him, one, two, who are better at being glue pieces. I mean, for crying out loud, I'd take Gary Payton and his Lakers run over Alex Caruso and his Lakers run. Y'all gotta stop it, man. Stop it. Learn to like a game or a sport objectively. Because at the end of the day, I ain't gonna hold you. Am I salty that my Golden State Warriors are not in the finals? Yeah, a little bit. But guess what, though? Do I love the game enough to be able to look at another team and respect what they do? Absolutely. And if you call yourself an OKC fan, like legit, and still have the nerve to not want to give SGA even Chet, even though Chet was a no-show in game 7, to give credit to somebody who only was there in the beginning of a series and then literally faded into black like Jay-Z's former album, you should really sit down with yourself and ask if you actually like Oklahoma City. Or maybe you one of those people who, you don't remember that they actually came from a dynasty of like great basketball. There used to be a team called the Seattle Supersonics, and they arguably had two of the greatest NBA players to ever touch a basketball.
I just still think it's
You
crazy.
want to bring facts? Bring facts. You want to bring stats? Bring stats. But leave your emotions and your bad NBA takes at the door. Because the next time I'm not going to be so nice. I'm going to start putting y'all out on Front Street like you're actually asking for.
Put them out on Front Street. Put them out there. You know me.
Because nobody has to be an NBA pro. This is a game that we all can enjoy, but enjoy it objectively. Stay safe, my friends, and play with somebody safe because it's not me. I do this because I love the game, because I love my brothers. But I usually like to stay behind the scenes and do the writing. But the next time y'all decide to make me come in the front of the camera and have to address you like this, all I'm going to say is LeBron James, Miami Heat championships back to back. And when I put my black mask on, please understand it's going to be all disrespect. Back to you, fellas.
All right. Well, that was an interesting turn of events. But real quick, well, you talked about we talked about them enough. We can just go ahead and move on to the next topic now. Let's
do
shift our attention to the WNBA, where a few teams are separating themselves from the pack. Right now, the Minnesota Lynx have emerged as one of the league's hottest teams, riding a league's best 7-2 record. I'm sorry. And coming off of a dominant 111 to 72 point performance against the Phoenix Mercury. Meanwhile, the New York Liberty continues to showcase why they're considered championship contenders, anchored by one of the league's most balanced rosters and elite rebounding from their front court. On the individual side, Caitlin Clark continues to impact games at an elite level, leading the WNBA in assists with over 8 per game and also averaging more than 20 points. Kelsey Plum has been one of the league's most explosive scorers, leading the WNBA with nearly 27 points per game before her recent ankle injury. As we move deeper into the season, the standings are starting to take shape, but there's still plenty of basketball left to be played. So, which early season storyline do you believe is most sustainable? The rise of the Lynx, the dominance of the Liberty, or the individual brilliance we're seeing from stars like Caitlin Clark or Kelsey Plum? And what does that mean for the championship race later this year?
I have to concede. So Marv might fall out of the seat. As much as I have been an ambassador for Caitlin Clark when she first came into the league, I have to hold her accountable for a lot of these antics apparently that she's been doing on the bench and on the court. And it's bad enough that they are 4-4 right now, but they're not using her to the potential. It's bad enough the team's not using her to the way they need to. And this is going to be an interesting comparison, so bear with me. And it's not, both parties are not an aside to each other. She could be Steve Nash at her best, but if not, they'll turn her into Russell Westbrook because of the turnovers and the errant passing. She'll get the numbers, but the turnovers will cause the team to lose. And you know how errant Russell Westbrook can be. No offense to Brody. I like him, but it's bad.
I just don't even like speaking about him in that manner, man.
I'm about
because
to say,
at the end of the day,
no,
hate him or love him,
it's not
he's
disrespectful.
still arguably going to be one of the greatest guys to play this
I
game.
like Russell Westbrook.
It's
like the mentality. I want a player like that. But like he thinks a few steps ahead from all other players, which is why those turnovers happen. He thinks kind of faster than he moves. But that's not an aside. That's just how the game goes. Another thing, Jinkies. I mean, I call her Jinkies. Olivia Miles. That 15.
No, time out, bro.
What?
Time out, bro. You don't have to call her no damn Jinkies over here. Go to timeout.
Why? She look
We're not doing that. No, not for the WNBA. Go to timeout. Go to timeout. We're not doing that.
But she's amazing.
NBA, we do that all day, every day.
No,
they can handle that. You go to timeout for that.
How? When she was at TCU, they had an entire night dedicated to her where they wore the goggles. The whole stadium wore goggles just like her.
Whatever.
So y'all not gonna carry me like that.
Don't do that no more.
15, 6, and 5.
Bro, you gotta
15, 5, and 6. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. She kind of looked like Kyrie out there with some of the way
that's why I knew I had to stop it beforehand.
Nope. The way she plays. The way she plays, like she got the ball on the string. She looked like Kyrie out there at times. Have you seen the highlights?
No, I have not.
I assure you, go look at her highlights. She real. She is
so
real.
I think the part that's interesting for me is y'all didn't highlight the one thing I think is really, really noteworthy. And especially when it comes to the WNBA. I think the thing that's noteworthy is that the Las Vegas Aces have literally done nothing but use the same guns and brought brand new clips. And they are tearing through people. And they're doing it at a high, like, are we not going to sit there and talk about how the league's back-to-back MVP is, I don't know, kicking ass and taking names? I think that's what we would call it.
A lot of names. She might win a third one in a row.
I feel like if we're going to talk about what's happening in the W right now, don't get me wrong, I'm tired of Caitlin and her drama. But like, I want to make sure that we talk about the good stuff that's happening, man. And
You wanna know
like
what's
when I
crazy?
tell you what
We have
up?
3 new teams this year. The Golden State
Yeah,
Valkyries,
we do.
the Toronto Tempo,
Yeah,
and
man.
the Portland Fire.
Yeah,
All 3 of
man.
those teams right now are in the top 8.
I was just about to say, and I want to say, I think that's a record because I don't think anybody's league has had that many teams be new all at the same time and actually be competitive. That's saying considering, and that's word to the Vegas Aces fans. Y'all kicked the Valkyries' butt, man. Like tore them girls up.
Which
And
they have
those
the same
comments
record as of
after the
right
game
now.
made it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you what. I think the part that hurt the most won't even just the game. Coach Nakase, she got up there and was talking about how she felt like the game was a bit chaotic. And, I'm paraphrasing, but Coach Hammond told her, hey, Ma, this the WNBA. We the champions. You better either get down or lay down. And if you feel like it's chaotic, then maybe you need to work out some stuff within your own team.
That's wild.
I
Get down and
mean,
lay down? That's
man, I'm
some
gonna tell you what.
balls to say.
I'm saying that, and mind you, I am a Golden State Valkyries fan. Shout out to Coach Sugar. But I ain't gonna
Get
front
down
like
and
Coach
lay
Hammond ain't
down?
right, man. She said, "Hey, listen, this is the WNBA. This is grown women out here. You either gonna, get better and be able to hang with the big boys, or you gonna go sit down somewhere." And
Oh yeah,
ugh,
you're gonna collapse at this somehow, some way. I can't believe I'm saying these words in the same sentence. Angel Reese is an asset to the Atlanta Dream.
I told,
I just want
told
to say
you.
from the bottom of my heart that
I
I
told
told
you
you
this
so.
when that trade
I
happened
told you so,
because
brother.
you had that disrespect on you. Owe me an apology because I told you when the trade was going to happen that
Man,
she was going to provide
honestly,
immediate value to them.
But
I
the
think you
thing
owe
is,
Angel Reese an apology
but
because that girl balling and the
she still can't shoot.
rebounds
That's the
that
thing.
you
She
like
still
to
cannot
call, what do you
shoot.
like to call the rebounds?
The rebounds, she's still getting the rebounds. She still can't shoot, but whatever she's doing, it's an asset to the team. I guess they have a bunch of scorers that offset her inability to shoot, but she could do everything else. I mean, she could rebound and she could defend. I mean, she could even play make a little bit. But as far as like shooting and ball handling, that's not her forte. But she could do all that other stuff. But the Dream are so talented, all the aspects that it hides that. Like on the Sky, you got to consider she was the main attraction. So therefore, everything that she did was going to be put under a microscope.
Again, what I've been telling you is that when you get paired with a much better team, and you do not have to be the only person they look for, it makes scoring much better. Look at the
Listen,
stuff
man,
right now. Her stats right now, she has 13 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal per game right now. She's
talk
shooting
about it.
40.8 from the field.
As a forward, though, that's bad. As a power forward, that is bad. 40% from the field. You should be shooting at least 48 to 52.
That is for NBA. You're putting NBA stats on WNBA players. You cannot
Goalpost
do that.
moving. And I've told you that. And for the record, let's just highlight the fact that the Atlanta Dream definitely are in the Commissioner's Cup and they beat the Connecticut Suns 91-75, where Angel Reese had 12, 13, 5, and was shooting plus 23.
I
I
mean, her
don't know
says
what
here
it is.
was 42% field goal percentage. That's
I
not.
don't know what it is that you feel like
You
Angel
just don't
Reese
like
is
her.
not
You just don't like her.
proving.
It's okay.
Just say you hate her. Just say you hate her and move
I'm
At this
not
on.
hate.
point, I'm with Mar. Just say you hate her at this point.
I do
Just
not
say
hate
you
her.
hate her.
Because
Just
bro,
say you
like
don't like
their
her.
last game, she was their
And you know
top
what, Angel Reese?
scorer.
I don't know if this gonna ever make it to you yet or if we've reached that stratosphere yet. But I want you to know, I think you're one of the dopest players on the planet. I think you are one of the dopest forwards on the planet. And I look forward to buying my daughters, your shoe. Because I think you are killing it right now. Keep doing your thing. Shout out to the WNBA over the the MNBA, as all the pundits like to call it. And I'm really excited for what's happening this season. I actually like the fact that, like, though I'm a Valkyries fan, I've thoroughly enjoyed watching everybody play. Like, everybody play. Like, the WNBA has been bringing it on a level in which it almost feels reminiscent of how it was in the OG time, back when we had the Cynthia Cooper Dykes, and we was talking about Cheryl Swoops, and you were sitting there watching the Rebecca Lobos of the game, back when Becky Hammond was just a shooter, but a hell of a shooter. Like,
Um,
it feels nice to be able to say that the WNBA's energy has really shifted and transformed. And it's really the thing to watch, man. Like, I
Mark,
would I would tell all those, what up?
what position Natasha Howard play on the Lynx?
Natasha Howard. Let me check. Let me be sure. Because I don't like misquoting nothing.
I'll tell you why in
Natasha
just
Howard, she is
yes.
a forward for the
Okay.
Fever.
So field goal percentage
Oh no, she with the Lynx now. My bad. My bad. She with the
66%.
Lynx now.
The highest field goal percentage in the season is 71% by Nelissa Smith of the Aces. The reason I say that is because they say on average you're looking at 44 to 45% for field goal percentage for WNBA players. But Angel Reese is sitting at about 42.
She's 40.8 right now.
40 point for the season, 42 career. That means it's below average for a forward that is ball dominant.
She also plays as a center as well. So she's not just a forward, she also plays center as well.
Secondary, but she play mostly as a four?
No, they alternate.
No, she's a hybrid player. She spends
Yes.
equal amount of time doing both, because the WNBA has adapted the hybrid game and is really leaning on it. Like, it's the same complaint that a lot of the OGs have of the NBA, that the hybrid game it's the thing now, you know. But I will say, because I understand both sides of the argument, I'm not gonna say that I don't like pure forwards or pure shooting guards, but I'm not going to take away from somebody who's definitely an impact player and really doing their thing on their team, man. Like, a lot of these wins that the Dream, excuse me, let me say their name right, the Dream have run into, Angel Reese's fingerprints and footprints are all over the game.
Bro,
I mean, shucks.
they just
We
had
talking about,
she goes 12 and 13. 12 points, 13
come on,
rebounds.
man.
Doesn't have to be the primary shooter. You know why? You have Ryan Howard shooting 36 points. She got 36 points. And Alicia Gray got 26 behind it. So come on, bro. Like, you want to hold Angel Reese. Like, you can't hold her to the same standard that you used to hold her to, because she don't have to be that person. She ain't got to be that person.
You got a squad, bro. And I mean, I gotta be honest. If I got Ryan Howard and I got Alicia Gray, I'm gonna focus on distributing the ball and getting them in the best position to make some buckets. I'm not gonna worry
Exactly.
about trying to get mine, because if I allow the game to flow to me, I'm gonna always get the buckets that I need to get. And also, shout out to the Dream for having my girl Tahina Pow. She a dog, and I can't wait for y'all to see how much of a dog she is. You dig?
I mean, and with all of that being said, I mean the Sun are 2-9, so I mean they're just
Okay,
they're.
we can go back to her previous game that she was the leading scorer with 18 points.
I'm just thinking of I'm thinking about accuracy. I'm thinking about being a front court player. It doesn't matter whether it's women or men, but you're a front court player and you're ball dominant and you're asked to help out a lot in the offense. I would think that your accuracy would be a lot better than it is. I mean, 44%, 4 of 9 this game. I mean, she did what 29 minutes, 12, 13, 5 assists. Okay.
So
One
previous
steal.
game,
She had seven rebounds and 6 defensive rebounds. So, like,
this
Why
man,
do you
she
disrespect her like
he'll
this,
never be
man?
happy.
Like
seven
this,
He'll never
offensive
be happy.
rebounds. I call them rebounds for her because she'll get them like 50% of the time. She'll get her own board off of a miss. The thing is, if she honed in on bettering that shot or bettering that layup or that drill in 5 feet, she'd be a top 10, maybe top 5 player. But that's going to hold her back, and the team's going to expose that come playoff time.
What team? Because keep in mind, they played against the Portland
That
Fire.
was a nice zoom. That was a nice zoom in, by the way.
They played against the Portland Fire. She was the leading scorer, and on top of it, they blew them out by 20. What else you want to do? What else you wanted to do, Arthur Brown III?
he want her to have. I want her to play 1 through 5. He wants her to put up 10 threes,
What they
20
what
rebounds.
say? You don't accept anything in a win that you win in a loss. So all I'm gonna say is that will come back to bite them if she doesn't improve the field goal percentage.
All I want to say is I feel like if you don't have these expectations, excuse me, of your girl Caitlin, then boy, you wild trying to have these expectations for your
Let's
girl.
go over there real quick.
Because I feel like you jumping out the window as if the Indiana Fever are doing great right now.
I mean, they're 4-4. They
They're
with
4-4.
that person.
They 4-4. Come on, brother.
But I mean,
I really do want to understand the issue, like, because it's not just a you thing. This is something I hear all throughout the internet. It's so much vitriol for Angel Reese.
Because y'all girl Caitlin Clark on Saturday.
I am on a statistical stance.
Wait, here's your stats. Then here's your stats, and I got your stats for you. In their last game,
we got stats.
They lost to the Portland Fire. Keep in mind, they lost to them. Remember, the Dream blew them out by 20. They lost by 16. Caitlin Clark played 22 minutes and had 6 points. 6 of them things. I know you can count these fingers. 6.
Was there a report of the coach benching her?
I don't want to hear that. Bro,
no, I'm saying
from
because they had a lot. There was a lot of discrepancy between her being benched by what's her name, Coach White. It's been a thing.
The discrepancy was not because Coach White was tripping. The discrepancy because Caitlin Clark tends to have meltdowns and feels like she can say whatever she wants, whenever she wants, to whomever she wants, and then get mad because them grown women gonna check her.
Exactly.
This ain't no little girls league. This is grown women. Caitlin Clark got to learn to rein them feelings in, and it's enough OG players who said it.
I got you. I got your next one. The previous game before that. Don't worry, I got the stats on that too. You know, I love pulling these up, Mar. So again, 29 minutes for Miss Caitlin Clark, 16 points, which is the team leading record. It was tied though, because Raven Johnson also had 16.
Shout out to Raven.
3 of 12 shooting from field goal, 2 of 6 from 3, 8 of 8 free throws. So free throws
are turnovers.
Turnover, she had 5 of them things. She got 5 on it.
I mean, but did I not say any? Did I not say about her turnovers? I mean, you're acting like I'm just giving her 100% praise.
No,
I'm not.
I'm saying
I'm not.
You got to be more critical.
I feel like you being mildly defensive,
these losses
and I feel like it's because you know that you got all this, whatever you want to call it. You have this beef, this issue with Angel, and it's undeserved.
I want her to be a better basketball player. The main reason I talked about Caitlin Clark was because of the attention she drew to the WNBA and how things spiked up once she got in. It traveled from college basketball, women's college basketball, to the WNBA.
But it
specifically.
wasn't.
You
So it was that
trying to
war.
act
It
like
was that
Angel didn't
rivalry
take a part
between
in
the
that?
two, but she was the main. She was the main factor in that rivalry.
She was the main
She
factor. She was
wasn't.
the easy factor. Just
She
like
was not the main
if you
factor,
see
bro. The main
if you see
factor
Flynn
was
running
Angel,
across the
bro.
field and you a hungry lion, you know you gonna be like, yo, I'm about to eat good today. Bro, don't sit here and act like all of a sudden like Caitlin Clark came to the league and she was just this dominant player. No, the teams knew the moment she stepped court on that professional WNBA field, they knew it was time to eat. That's why she struggled so early in games because she had to adjust to the hand checking. She had to adjust to hip checking.
She
had
was
to adjust.
frail. She was frail when she came into the league.
I'm sorry,
Like
Victor Wembanyama was frail too. And is he not?
Victor Wembanyama is 7'30".
It don't matter. You can
He
push
is
that man
7'30".
down. You can be physical with that man, Victor Wembanyama.
He's taller than most buildings. I could look up at the building and Victor Wembanyama is still taller than him. Caitlin Clark is like the slender man or one of those things at the sign.
The truth of the matter is, sir, the league was going to do what the league is going to do, regardless of whether Caitlin made it there or not. It wasn't Caitlin's game. It was Caitlin and Angel's drama that brought the eyes. And that's a fact.
I remember watching a couple of highlights in college basketball. I saw Caitlin Clark pull up from like 30, I guess, wherever 30 is in women's basketball, or 30 or 40, and it go in automatically. I saw her have kind of like the ball and the string on that. I saw those highlights, and that was what had me got my attention. I'm like, I've never seen a women's basketball player do that. I honestly have not seen that.
Haley
not
Van Lith?
with that range. Not that range.
Have you not seen Haley Van Lith? She can do it.
Not at the clip that Caitlin Clark was?
Yes.
It may have been more efficient. It may have been when she shot it. It was there.
And the fact was, I tell you,
which college basketball program do you consider more, shall I say, more attractive or home based? Iowa or TCU?
Iowa,
yes.
That one.
So Iowa.
But if you ask me overall, which is more attractive, I'm definitely not saying neither one of those schools. I'm saying either UConn or UCLA.
I mean,
but between those two,
you going to
Iowa, and you're gonna have to stand out in Iowa, especially if you get that much attention. And Caitlin Clark was getting attention to Iowa. You're not just gonna act like that game between Iowa and LSU wasn't one of the most watched games of that year.
It was, but it wasn't because of the game. The game itself started to become a non-factor because drama is what puts, as Samuel L. Jackson calls it, ASSs to seats.
Yep.
Call it what it is. Like, and the thing about it is everybody automatically started picking who they thought was the good character winner and then who they thought was the loser. And it was unfairly framed, and it wasn't done in the lens of basketball.
The thing was, I will say, the WNBA did have their hand in sabotaging the Caitlin Clark situation initially. They were.
I don't disagree with you.
They were roughing her up the first year, but she didn't have any strength in her body at all.
I'm sorry, I'm not about to let you go through that whole thing because here's the whole thing. The average height between guards is 5'8" to 5'11". Caitlin Clark is 6 feet tall. I'm not about to let you go with that.
But
the average weight.
She's slimmer.
The average weight is 145 to 160. Caitlin Clark is 157. I'm sorry, I'm not about to let you have that. So sounds like.
Are you talking about the average?
The average.
The average.
The average between 145 and 160. They gave a range. The range is right here if you want to see it.
I believe the range. I'm just telling you.
In the end all be all.
Sounds like
everybody who was trying wolf ticket to teams.
She honestly was just trying to hoop. She was trying to stay out of a lot of the stuff that was happening, but it was just wound up
because she was trying to translate that drive in college basketball, she was trying to drive to the hoop and then realize when you run into these these small forwards and power forwards who's 165 to 190, or these centers that's 190 to 220, and was like, wait a minute, this is different.
The
Man,
issue
they
that
were
they were
giving her
having
a
in the
welcome to the NBA
WNBA
moment
was that
weekly.
the popularity that increased from 2023, I think the 24 or whatever, it was primarily because of that Caitlin Clark situation. You could even check the numbers regarding the viewer numbers and that change, how exponentially it changed from before
Right.
she was
And
there
then what
to
I will tell
after.
you in
Both
response
levels.
to that is most of those people who watched were watching for drama. They can't tell you a
The
Caitlin Clark
numbers
stat.
still say that the number increased. What I'm saying is the women that were already in the league, the veterans, did not like that fact that although it increased, she was considered the beneficiary of that increase. They
Well,
wanted
why
the
would they
credit
like it?
for that.
The
They
truth of
they
the matter is they were giving her honestly, you know what's so funny? Caitlin Clark and Alex Caruso literally get the same treatment. And the only difference is at least Alex Caruso has won a championship and won two of them. So at least he gets some leeway for actually being a champion. Outside of that, him and Caitlin Clark, low key, kind of the same person.
But the thing is, I'm not absolving her of any fault. I'm just telling you what happened when she got into the league, and how if I believe if the WNBA had taken a little bit better care of the situation, things could have been a little bit better. But they're okay because the talent has gotten better over the
Mhm.
years, not just off of
But the
Caitlin
talent
Clark,
was
but in
naturally
general,
gonna
the
get better,
talent has
bro.
gotten better.
But
But
because
when
there
it
was no
was
other
happening,
choice for it to get better.
that's
Like
not
my
always the
thing
case.
is,
It's not.
That's not always the case. Like the WWE, sometimes the talent can regress even at its peak. So we
and
were
why
just
does the talent
we were
regress in the
just lucky
WWE?
that after Caitlin Clark, there's like Paige Beckers, there's Azzy Fudd, there's Olivia Miles.
Hold on. Don't get too far because that's our last topic for today. So don't get too far.
Yeah, like you have all these players coming in. So
Okay.
I mean, we're fortunate that the talent is there, and we still have Juju. We still you haven't even talked
So
about Juju
are
yet.
you trying to tell me that the talent wasn't there before? Because the last
The
I checked,
talent wasn't
Asia
as
Wilson was there
recognizable
before
outside
then.
of Asia Wilson because she was dominating. Yet, like Asia Wilson, Stewie,
Hell nah, bro.
yes,
You wildin', bro.
So Stewie
no,
Wildin'.
wasn't the
Asia,
talent. Sue
Stewie,
Bird
Sabrina,
wasn't the talent.
yes.
Brittany Griner wasn't the talent. Bro, you not about to sit
Brittany
here and
Griner
get on
was a shell
Beyonce's
of
internet
herself.
and
Yes,
tell me that
she's
the
still in 3
WNBA
years
just
our
magically got
veteran.
talent when your girl got here. Bro, that thinking right there is why she got treated like she got treated her first year, bro. You out
No,
of
what I'm
pocket.
saying is that when you're talking
Out of
about
pocket.
Brittany Griner, she did lose a step. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, she
She's still
definitely lost her.
she's still one of the best centers. She'll be in the WNBA Hall of Fame and the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. But she lost a step. Now, what I'm
Okay,
saying,
she lost the step, but was she still
popularity
not?
was at a bit of a dip before she came into the league, before Caitlin Clark came into the league. But when she did come into the league, it spiked up. But also the demand for better treatment came as of that. And they wanted her to be the ambassador of that. Because like if she's the one
They
that's
did
driving
not want her to be the ambassador
yes,
of that.
she's the
That's
one
not
that's driving the
true.
attention. She's they need her to be at the forefront of it. Because if they're not going to listen to her,
They wanted her to be a part of
other
it
players,
because she was recipient of the superstar treatment of it. So they wanted her to take
they
part of it because
keep in
it's her
mind.
responsibility as a player. And then when she didn't do it, they called her out on it, and then she wanted to
Because
moan
she
and
didn't
complain
have to
about
do
it.
it for them. She could do it for herself. Keep in mind,
She's
Asia
not
was
doing it for them.
in the
She's
league.
doing it for the
That's how they were
league.
treating her. She got her endorsements, but it didn't necessarily better the league. If we're gonna
And for the record,
like,
what
don't
we're
get me
not going to do is
wrong,
act like
I
her
never said Caitlin
endorsements
Clark was
made
the best
sense
player in
either.
the league.
But
I
I'm gonna
never
let
said
you go off.
I never.
He never said that. I will agree with
I
George on
will
that.
say
He never said that.
Asia is the best hands down. But because she gets all of these endorsements outside, and because aesthetically she has a better appeal than a bunch of the other players, she's going to get more attention. She's going to get more pull, but it's not necessarily going to better the league. And the others that are underneath her in skill, all of that. But with Caitlin Clark, they had a chance to better everything and equal the playing field. But because they got these dollars now, because of the agreement that they have now, you have these max contracts that are in the millions.
All right.
So when was the first time you heard of a woman player getting $1 million contract? Huh?
With Asia Wilson
was a catalyst for that. She wasn't the end all be all of it, but she was a catalyst. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like you're trying to give credit in places where it doesn't fully make sense.
We're gonna have to move on, y'all.
But
all
we
right, I can get y'all
the
opportunity to discuss that one
later.
We're
gonna move on. Shout out to all the women who were dope before Kate was even.
I never said they weren't. I'm just saying that their dopeness didn't.
We'll digress.
Their dopeness didn't lead to money.
We gotta move on. We gotta move on. We got the final one.
Dopest ain't lead to money is crazy.
All right, we did not have
whatever. Let's
Italy out here, ladies and gentlemen. The PPE is officially in the books, and WWE may just have reshaped the road to SummerSlam in a major way. Let's run through the results real quick. Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship against Gunther in a controversial finish that fans have already called for a rematch.
Wait. Before we go, I just have one more thing to say about that tomorrow. There's no reason that I, as an Uber driver, should make more than a WNBA player that's getting national television acclaim. Let's go. Move on.
All right.
That was before the Caitlin Clark situation. Let's go. Continue.
So Cody Rhodes retained the WWE Championship against Gunther in a controversial finish. Rhea Ripley retained the WWE Championship against Jade Cargill, continuing her dominant reign. You have Sol Ruka, who shocked the WWE Universe by defeating Becky Lynch to become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, the only championship change of the night. In the main event, Roman Reigns defeated Jacob Fatu in tribal combat to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And last but not least, Brock Lesnar avenged his WrestleMania loss and defeated Oba Femi in a hard-hitting rematch that took multiple F5s to put the powerhouse down. The biggest story may not be who won, it's what comes next. Gunther has a legitimate grievance. The bloodline appears far from finished. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi are heading towards a trilogy, and Sol Ruka's breakout victory adds a fresh face to the WWE Championship picture. So now it goes to the fellas. Looking at everything that happened in Italy, which result will have the biggest long-term impact on the WWE, and how does these outcomes change the championship landscape as we head towards SummerSlam and beyond?
So, though I've seen the storyline float on the internet, I low-key agree with it. I'm very concerned that somebody in the bloodline is going to betray Roman Reigns. I'm very concerned. I don't even believe, you want me to be honest? I don't even believe Jacob Fatu's acknowledgement. I felt like it was fake. And I felt like it was convenient. And I don't really feel like in his heart, he's really down to be acknowledging our tribal chief. And I'm not mad at the WWE for the way they framed it, but that match is gonna have so many storylines about to go crazy, man. And also, like, why does it now seem like they're gonna be a crash course between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns now? Like, why do we? I don't really feel like we need it.
Well, first of all, I Cody versus Gunther, I think we'll have a rematch at SummerSlam. I don't think it turns out to anything, but
I would agree.
I don't think it's going to turn out to be anything. I think Cody will retain because I believe the bloodline storyline will continue, and it's going to lead with them going against Cody Rhodes. Like
You
if
think
Cody
so?
believes title,
Ooh,
here's my thing. Like
ooh,
you seen Roman talk about, oh well, we got to go get the other one. We got to go get the other one. Like
yeah,
you know, like as much as Roman Reigns has the WWE or World Heavyweight Championship, he don't really want that title. He want his baby back. He want that undisputed heavyweight championship, and he gonna do it by any means possible. That means if Jey Uso got to go get it, if Jacob Fatu got to go get it, if
right.
Jimmy Uso got to go get it, it don't matter who gonna get it. The bloodline gonna get it. We
Fact.
might have a bloodline dominance part 2 to come up. And I'm gonna be fair about this. Like if we talk factions, like at this point, if they are able to do it again and dominate for the titles and the championships, then I think they'll be the greatest faction ever, all time. Because not only to win the titles once, to lose them, win the titles again. There's not too many people that's been able to do that. I know DX is one when you think about it. I think they're the only one that maybe has won the titles at different timelines. Like multiple titles, I think they're the only faction group to do it twice.
I didn't like the fact how how they push um Brock Lesnar to win against Oba. I just think that, I mean, if they're gonna push for a part 3, I would have rather had it where, he I would have been like the last match for Brock Lesnar. But I guess the WWE doesn't want to do it that way. They're probably preparing for Oba to have a crazy singles competition run. Uh, but with Roman, I don't know. You think that was kind of scripted that he was going to win? I mean, it would have been interesting to see what would happen if he had lost.
I think it was scripted that he was going to win. I don't foresee, like when you think storyline, like think about what it already had transcribed. It's tribal combat. So at that point, do you think Roman would have followed him? No, I don't believe that. Like nobody would have believed Jacob Fatu would have actually beaten him. And I think WWE has to do a better chance at, booking storylines because
Exactly.
like a lot of this stuff is like, oh, their career is on the line, and it's like, okay, we just know you wanted a break. It might just be now that we're older, we know better, which is why like a lot of the bookings don't make sense. But at the end of the day, like I don't know, I just feel like it needs to be better overall because say like some of these topics is just like some of the storyline topics are just generic. And maybe it's that I've seen a whole lot, so I know how it's gonna go. So like for Sol Ruka, I knew she was gonna win. When it comes to Rhea Ripley and Jay Cargill, I knew Rhea was gonna win because Jay still is not doing the mic skills necessary to establish her dominant run. And they're investing a lot. They want Jay Cargill to run. Of course, obviously, Roman Reigns is the top dog. They're not going to let Jacob Fatu start running stuff now when Roman has established himself as one of the premier wrestlers out there. Cody's not losing to Gunther because Gunther is a retiring wrestler. He retires wrestlers. So, I mean, that's his moniker now. He retires wrestlers. So at this point, it wouldn't make sense. Um, I just I don't know.
I just think that, they're still having a struggle when it comes to putting out the good talent. And I have a problem with that. I need them to get the new blood, no pun intended, in there. I need them to keep the new blood where it's at, like at the forefront. Get the older people to give the new people more of a push up. Otherwise, you're gonna have that stagnation in the WWE. It's gonna happen for another 3 to 4 years. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your audience again. But what do I know? I just think that the people that won. Of course, I mean, if it's scripted that way, it's scripted. But I think they could have done a lot better having those shockers for winners.
I don't know. We'll figure that out in the next episode. We're gonna see how this goes, but we're gonna figure it out on the next episode. But that's our closing whistle for today. But the game never really ends. Thank you for spending time with us, sharing opinions, passion, and a love for sports that goes beyond the scoreboard. Huge thank you to our 50 subscribers. We appreciate every single one of you rocking with us, and we're still on that road to 100 subscribers. So if you like what you heard, subscribe, follow, and join the conversation. And for those watching, make sure that you're looking for the post for this week's Crash King. Until next time, stay competitive, stay curious, and keep loving the game. This is Squad Sportcast.